The video tells a cautionary tale about Mama Nkechi, a food vendor at a girls' boarding school, who uses unsanitary and horrible ingredients to make her food, resulting in students falling ill. Two students, Aisha and Mercy, suspected something was wrong after noticing Mama Nkechi's daughter not allowed to eat the food, leading them to secretly investigate and gather evidence of her unsanitary practices to her arrest, and highlighted the importance of being cautious about what children consume. This act expressed their bravery to exposing Mama Nkechi. In the prestigious Girls' College of Grammarly English Girls' College, Ile-Ife, there lived Mama Nkechi, a strong, struggling food seller at the girls' boarding school. She was a hard-working woman whose track record of diligence and hard work has shown over the years at Ile-Ife Grammar English Girls' College. She sells food at the boarding house. She prepares delicious meals, but students prefers buying snacks at the school shop rather than her food. Despite all effort put in place, only few students buys Mama Nkechi's food. Mama Nkechi became desperate and worried. What am I not getting right? What am I not doing right? Is it that I haven't learned everything or I needed to do more? In a quest to increase sales, boost engagement, and bring more customers, she decided in her quest to ask the famous and biggest restaurant in Ile-Ife, Mama's Boss Kitchen. She planned, after making preparation of their meeting, to meet her at 6 p.m. at about Thursday evening. Mama Nkechi carried her bag with her native beautiful attire. She moved to Mama Paul's kitchen, greeted her, and explained the struggle at her kitchen. Mama Paul truly understands, but she told her, Mama Nkechi, are you sure you are ready? Mama Nkechi was stunned. I am. I need what works. I need everything you know, so that I will make students buy my meal and they appreciate it better. In that quest, Mama Nkechi was told, come to my house at 10 p.m. today and I'll tell you the secret. 10 p.m. If you say so. She agreed. She felt nervous and curious. What secret was so important that it had to be discussed in private? As she went back to her house, her mind was full of questions. She would have to wait until night to know the truth. When Mama Nkechi got home, she could not rest. Her mind was filled with thought about what makes Mama Paul wanted to tell her. She kept wondering. She found herself checking the clock again and again. At 9:50 p.m., Mama Nkechi got ready to leave her house to Mama Paul's house. She hoped to reach there at 10 p.m. When she arrived, Mama Paul looked at her seriously and asked, are you ready? Mama Nkechi, feeling curious and nervous, repeat, I want the student to start rushing my food. If I tell you the secret, you must not tell anyone, Mama Paul whispered. Are you sure you are ready? I am ready to do whatever it takes, so that those students will start buying my food, Mama Nkechi said firmly. Mama Paul led her to the backyard. There was a small kitchen there. The place smelled so bad, like rotten things. There were dirty pots that contained poops and big drums of water. The smell wanted to make Mama Nkechi to throw up. This is my kitchen, Mama Paul said. What do you mean by that? What about your kitchen? Looking at the environment, the smell, the poops, the pot, the dirt, She couldn't imagine. Mama Paul insisted, "Well, that's the kitchen I want people to see. But this is where the magic comes from. This is my secret ingredient." "What?" Mama Nkechi exclaimed, covering her mouth and nose. "So what did you do here, Mama Paul?" Mama Nkechi asked, feeling uneasy. "As I said, this is where the magic happened. All my secret ingredients are generated from here." "Your secret ingredient? How? I don't understand," Mama Nkechi said. "You see, those drum containing waters, that is dead body water. I get it from cemetery. And those pot of poops, those are my major ingredients. So anytime I want to poo, I just pour inside. It has preservative also in it. So you see, it doesn't spoil." After the long lectures given by Mama Paul to Mama Nkechi of the right incantation, what and what ingredient to put and quantity of the dead body water and the pool, Mama Nkechi thought to herself, "Could I truly do this to boost my own business?" After much thought, she finally agreed to start. She took little ingredients from Mama Paul for her tomorrow's dishes while preparing for school. She met her first customer, Ella. After the long usual drama of her pushing her wheelbarrow into the school gate, singing and waving to the lecturers and principal, Mrs. Francis, she finally sat under the mango tree where her usual seat was and had her customer, Ella. Ella came to buy first meal from Mama Nkechi that day. And she did, unfortunately. After Bella arrived at class, sat with a dish of food from Mama Nkechi, everybody took interest in the plate of food. Ella scooped the first spoon. So, this is so nice. And everyone in the class decided to reach for the meal. "Please, Ella, just one spoon." And Ella decided to be generous and shared among her classmates. And everyone, after tasting a scoop of spoon from Ella's meal, decided to get a plate of food from Mama Nkechi, including the lecturer. Mama Nkechi's plate of rice all of a sudden became the 11-hour miracle in the school. Everybody took notice of it, and everyone wants to have a taste of Mama Nkechi's food, that everybody now decided to call it Mama Put Junior Kitchen. And that was the beginning of the success of Mama Nkechi's business. Unfortunately, exactly 1 week later, more students have visited the school clinic than ever before. Students are getting more sick. They were vomiting frequently and were complaining of stomach pain. No one suspected Mama Nkechi. This year made it the 7th year since she has ever started selling at the school. Mama Nkechi blends dead body water and human waste as a secret ingredient for her food. Mama Nkechi business began to strive immensely from the day she started using those ingredients, and she has decided to stick to that ingredients since it has finally begun to give her gain, and it looks like fame is finally coming into her. Mama Nkechi gradually moved from her usual competency in cooking to giving anything to the student. So long as she was getting money, that was sufficient for her. And more students continued to visit the school clinic. More students complained to the parents, and more parents complained to the school authorities as to what are you giving our children, why are they complaining of stomach pains, and why are they complaining of getting sick almost all the time. The principal didn't seem to get this right. What is going on? She called countless staff's meetings as to staff must provide right, clean food and water to enhance and keep the standard their school has kept and retained for over decades since the emergence of that school. All this went to waste. It seems effortless. More students get more sick, and the beautiful thing, no one could suspect Mama Nkechi because she has worked with the school from a very long time. The principal got tired of parents complaining and decided to summon the chiefs. What is going on? What are you cooking for our children? What are you feeding the girls? Why are the parents complaining about their health? She asked these questions. She was angry within her and we could not place where the issues are coming from. The student continually looked weak and weak by the day, kept vomiting and complaining of stomach pain, and yet no one could trace where the problem was coming from. The principal, Mrs. Johnson, sacked all the chefs in the school and employed new ones. Yet, it seems as if the matter got worse. What could really be the problem? In the midst of this chaos and uncertainty, this happened. Mama Nkechi could no longer meet the high demand of her food at Grammarly English Girls College Ilefe. How we should continue to give poo as the major ingredient to our food. She got an idea. There was an incompleted building where students were prohibited from entering, but yet insisted to go there to poo. So every evening when she is ready to go back home, she sneaks and ensures that no one's look and sees her to fetch student poo from those incompleted buildings and save them in her cooler to be used as a major ingredient. And this happened for years, for weeks. So one day, her beautiful daughter, a 200 level student at the State University, decided to visit her mom in the school where she works. Seeing the long queue and her mom smiling and waving and passing and serving the children food with excitement and joy in the air, her daughter, Cynthia, Mama, you are doing well, well done. She felt happy and hugged the mom, and she was impressed. She wanted helping, but the mother declined. She picked a plate to serve herself the food. She scooped the food, but the mother hid her body to ensure that the food poured. What do you think you are doing, Cynthia? She was like, Mama, I want to eat. And the mother was shocked. No, you just came in here. But she was being careful so that no one could suspect anything. Cynthia thought it was a mistake. She went on to pick another plate, and the mother held her close and whispered to her ear, do not eat this food. She wanted to, but the face and the look on the mother's face restricted her, and she had to compose herself. Apparently, Aisha and Mercy, standing at the back line, could see what happened. And the question popped up. Aisha asked, why did she stop her daughter from buying the food? Mercy said, something was definitely wrong. Apparently, Ella has been in the hospital for 3 weeks with no class attendance, and something was fishy in the air, and they couldn't just place their hands on it, but they made up their mind that they will come to the conclusion of what just started. Ella, their friend, needs revenge, Aisha and Mercy definitely knew that something was wrong. Why will she stop her daughter from eating from the same food she has been serving the student and everyone in this school for weeks and weeks, even up to a year? Something is definitely wrong. So they left the queue to get snacks from the school shop instead. But they made up their mind that they must come to the conclusion of this. And they thought to themselves, we are going to follow Mrs. Nkechi and pay close attention to her. And before now, the principal came to a conclusion after a series of meetings with the staff and the student prefect that no complaints from now henceforth from the school will move to the parents without the knowledge of the principal. The decision of the principal was decided upon countless encounters with parents yelling at her to why their daughters kept complaining of stomach pain. Is it that your chef cannot cook? With this new development on ground, Aisha and Mercy have made up their mind to sneak out of the school environment to monitor Mrs. Nkechi. But how would they do that? The school security got tighter. No student was permitted to leave out of the school environment. How would they do that? Aisha, being the bold one, said, we need to figure out what this is. And because of that, we'll need to cross the fence. The fence? Mercy said, yes. We can't get closer to the security because they wouldn't allow us to. Aisha, this thing we are doing is too dangerous. We need to come to the conclusion of this, Mercy. So the two SS2 guests finally decided to cross the fence, took some mufti with them and change so that they cannot easily be recognized, and decided to sneakily follow Mama Nkechi and watch each of her move from getting into the incompleted building, fetching the student pool. What is she doing? Aisha asks, but Mercy observed closely. But they ensure she doesn't see them. She packaged the pool into her cooler. Here, they close their mouth and their nose so they don't get caught. What is going on, they ask. But they moved and continued to follow Mama Nkechi till she dropped the flags in her backyard and went into her house. Aisha and Mercy look at themselves. Mercy said, Aisha, let's be going. But Aisha looked at Mercy with a surprised look. We can't leave now. Not until we find out what she wants to use that thing to do. But we are also risking ourselves. Remember, the school security system has gotten tighter. Meanwhile, at the school, the hostel mistress has taken record and asked, where is Aisha and Mercy, after she reached their bedstand and discovered that it was empty, but no one seems to know where they are. And this was a serious crime which will attract punishment to both them and a fine for their parents to pay. In the state of the school, definitely no child would want that to happen. But what could possibly be? But the hostel moderator and mistress decided to pick their names in a sheet of paper to pass to the principal tomorrow morning at the assembly, and such misconduct will not condone in the school premises from henceforth. Aisha and Mercy finally decided to stay back due to their friend. Ella has suffered and we still don't know what is wrong with her yet, Mercy said. Aisha, let's stay one more time. So they find a place like a little haunt and they slept overnight. Woke up early in the morning to observe what Mama Nkechi was going to do with that cooler stuck with poo. Aisha came with her phone and decided to record every single process. She zoomed everything and she ensures she captured every detail, from the cooler to the drum of water to the bowl to the mixture. Mama Nkechi mixing everything in her little Technopop 7 phone. This is it, they said. This is the mastermind behind the sicknesses in the school, behind the death of some students in the school, behind every misfortune in the school. This was it. This was enough evidence for them. But wait, how will they show this to the principal? So they hurriedly went back to school, get into the hostel. At the time they get into the hostel mistress and moderator was already asking students to leave for the assembly ground. And as usual, Aisha and Mercy pretended everything was okay, dressed like any other student, and couldn't even take their baths that morning to attend the assembly ground. The principal came up with the usual normal announcement. She passed, admonished the students, encouraged the teachers, and admonished everyone to remain determined, courageous, and supportive to the school policy, to the school growth, and to students' leadership. The students sang the national anthem, and it was time for special announcement passed by the principal. And she brought out a piece of paper in her hand given by the hostel mistress. And she said, 2 students went out through the school fence yesterday and they will be punished severely and accordingly. Aisha and Mercy's heart began to race because they knew they have violated the school rules. Who will save them now? Mercy fidgeting. I am finished. My parents have never even knew I was this good. They always felt I was useless. This will affirm the affirmation. Mercy encouraging her to calm down. They were called to the assembly ground to be punished by the principal, and they don't know what to do. Apparently, Aisha brought the phone, but how will she pass it to the principal? All of a sudden, Mrs. Nkechi coming into the school gate with her wheelbarrow and a pack of food. Aisha and Mercy were about to be severely punished. Mercy sobbing heavily. Ma, I didn't mean to do it. Ma, I didn't mean to do it. Please, ma. Aisha, seeing the tears in Mercy's face, could not hold on to do what was right by the school. She screamed, "Excuse me, ma. Ma, I have something to show you." Although phones were not allowed in the school, it was prohibited, but for the sake of the sanity of the school and the state of Ella, their friend, she brought the phone out. The principal asked, "What is that?" "Don't you know that phones are prohibited?" He said, "Yes, ma. But ma, I have something to show you," Aisha said, stretching the phone to the principal. The principal opened her mouth in amazement. "What is this? Where do you get it from?" All of a sudden, the principal, in shock, widened her eyes and faced the student. "We are sorry," she said. The remaining students did not know what was going on. A lot of mutterings started coming up and murmuring, whispering among the students. What is going on? What is going on? And the principal passed the phone to each class to see, and all eyes turned to Mrs. Nkechi as she said, her food by the mango tree. Recognizing that everyone was looking at her, she decided to pick her wheelbarrow to start moving, but the gaze was much. She ran out of the school gate. The principal shouted, "Security! Keep her down!" And she was caught. The principal requested, "Mrs. Nkechi, Mama Nkechi, take us to your kitchen." Mama Nkechi could not defend herself, could not say much, because she knew her time has come to an end. Took them to the kitchen, took the staff, took the student leaders, and everyone was amazed. "So you mean you did this? Were you this wicked? Were you not considering the health of the girls? What was this?" they all asked. Mrs. Nkechi was arrested and taken to prison. The students returned back to the assembly ground, and Aisha and Mercy were applauded heavily. The principal said, "But this doesn't mean you should jump through the fence tomorrow again." Until when they left the school, Aisha and Mercy were seen as great influence to the school and other students. That shows that bravery and courage to stand and change the system is possible if only you can. Instead of getting punished, they got rewarded by the principal. They were applauded for, and they left a grand record breaking in the school. And their parents thought they were not as useless as we thought. So the take home from this story is this: it's better you cook your own meal than to get it out, especially when you don't know the source from where it's coming from. Hope this was a blessing. Please do well to like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Thank you.